A scream cuts the grasslands like torn metal, and the world answers with teeth. Wind rakes the plain as Finn gasps, "Mara, where are you?" Dust blooms, swallowing tracks, swallowing time. A shadow detaches from thorn scrub, silent, patient. Sable slides low, muscles speaking of famine, eyes like coals in ash. Lightning mutters beyond the ridge, and the air smells of iron and milk. Mara wheels at the alarm, hooves drumming a warning no cloud can mute. Elda lifts her scarred head, reading wind and silence as if they are scripture. "Move," Mara said. "Now." Finn staggers, legs too new, fear too old. From the gloom, Rex laughs without sound, circling like drought. The grass tightens, a noose of seed and blade. Nature holds its breath, and mercy looks away. The sky growls, and the plain narrows to a corridor of fear. Mara said, "Stay with me." Finn's world is knees and thunder, a fortress of muscle and breath. Sable ghosts along the margins, never breaking the grasses. Elda reads the distance, counting dangers the eye forgets to fear. "Left," Mara said, and the herd obeys the old code written in scars. Rex traces their arc, a patient pen writing an ending. The storm presses, slicking hides, filling scent with rain. Finn stumbles, swallowing a cry like a seed. The earth offers no bargains, only rules. What if? Somewhere a hornbill laughs, and silence answers with teeth. Lightning shows the map Sable already knows. Paths cut by fear. Hollows that trap hooves. "Eyes up, Mara," said voice steady against the storm. Finn tastes metal, learns the grammar of wind. Elda holds the flank, anchoring panic with presence. Rex drifts nearer, a rumor with bones. The grass sings in blades, whispering of things that feed. Finn said, "I hear her," and hope sprints a step ahead of him. But hope is loud, and hunters are fluent in its noise. The ridge lowers, and choices vanish like puddles into dust. A hush falls that is not mercy. Air thickens, and scent turns to warning. "Down slope," Mara said, but the ground tilts into a trap. Finn moves, then the earth slides in a skin of clay. Sable glides to cut the exit, all grace and ledger. Elda steps between danger and child, horn low, breath high. Rex hangs back, collecting mistakes like coins. Thunder stamps its seal on the moment. Finn said, "I'm here," and the world reaches for him. The storm opens its throat, and the plain begins to run. Time snaps thin as wire. Sable lunges, and the air tears. Mara explodes forward, a wall that bleeds lightning. "Move," she said, and the herd parts like rain. Finn leaps, small and fierce, over the doubt in his legs. Elda strikes the earth, calling the old thunder. Rex commits, a shadow choosing teeth. For a heartbeat, the plane is a coin in the air flipping. Fate waits for the landing. Finn said, "Mother," and the wild answers with a verdict still unwritten. Rain settles into rhythm, and the herd presses close. Finn shivers, ribs humming like a bowstring, eyes searching for Mara's steady breath. Mara said, "You walk, you live." Her voice cuts through the storm like a horn. Sable lingers unseen, yet every twitch of grass whispers her name. Elda shields Finn, her scar like a torch in the dark. "Stay near," Mara said. "The ground remembers our steps." Rex drifts, restless, never too near, never too far, tasting the herd's fear as if it were meat. The plain softens under hooves, each step a gamble. Finn said, "I can do this," though his legs betray him. Thorn loosens its grip, but the air stays heavy. The earth, indifferent, watches a fragile story unfold. The clouds split, spilling pale light like cracked glass. Mara steadies the herd, her body a wall of muscle and command. Finn stumbles, then rises, learning strength by falling. "Breathe," Mara said, "and the earth will carry you." Elda watches with eyes carved from storms, tail flicking warnings the young cannot yet read. Rex chuckles without sound, steps echoing in Finn's chest. Sable crouches hidden, her hunger teaching patience. Finn said, "I'm not afraid," though his mouth tastes of iron. The sky holds its breath, and silence bends. Grass bends too, in the direction of danger. The herd moves as one body, but within it beats one fragile heart. The herd slows to drink at a shallow pool left by the storm. Ripples spread, carrying the taste of survival. Mara lowers her head, ears twitching for threats. Finn licks water clumsily, each drop a lesson in endurance. Elda drinks with caution, horn scar breaking her reflection. "Quick," Mara said, "the water tells secrets." Sable's eyes flash from reeds, pupils wide, teeth cloaked in silence. Rex lingers higher on the bank, savoring their need. Finn said, "It's sweet," and Mara nods, but her muscles stay coiled. Above them, vultures spiral, dark punctuation in the sky. The plain offers gifts, but every gift demands a price. Dusk drapes the plain, and the herd tightens for night. Mara stands sentinel, eyes glowing with firelight from the sinking sun. Finn leans against her, small body pressed to warmth. "Rest, but never trust the dark," Mara said. Elda shifts her weight, old scars aching with memory. Rex paces at distance, laughter hiding in his steps. Sable glides like smoke, beyond the grass line, hunger unresolved. Finn said, "The stars will watch me, but the stars watch everything." The horizon burns orange, fading into bruised indigo. The night carries the stories of every life it has taken, and tonight, it waits to add another. The night deepens, sounds sharpen into knives. Crickets grind and jackals call, their echoes chasing shadows. Mara breathes slow, heart a drum of command. Finn trembles, dreaming with eyes open. "What?" "Hold," Mara said, "dawn will find us." Elda lowers her head, exhaustion and vigilance braided in her bones. Rex halts, crouching at the edge of courage. Sable lies still, only her eyes alive. Finn said, "I hear them," and Mara answers with silence sharper than any word. The stars lean close, but offer no mercy. The plain exhales, and every living thing inhales fear. The night breaks into jagged pieces as dawn bleeds gray across the plain. Mara pushes forward, muscles burning with duty, her voice low. "We keep moving." Finn wavers, hooves aching, but clings to her shadow. Elda limps slightly, age carving its toll, yet she shields him with her bulk. Sable trails closer now, hunger gnawing patience into sharp resolve. Rex arcs wide, his silhouette carving the horizon, eyes fixed on weakness. The herd feels the pressure, each step cracking the silence. Finn said, "I can't stop." Mara steadies him with a nudge, strength and fear braided into touch. Lightning fades, but tension thickens like smoke. The plain tilts toward peril, and every heartbeat drums closer to collapse. The sun claws upward, and shadows shorten. Mara signals with a toss of her head, driving the herd towards sparse cover. Finn drags, but Elda presses her body against his, guiding him forward. Rex closes, paws silent, eyes narrow with calculation. Sable's tail twitches once, her muscles coiled like wire. "Faster," Mara said, voice edged with urgency. Finn gasps, air cutting like glass in his lungs. The herd stumbles through thorn scrub, branches clawing at hides. The ground hardens, every step echoing louder than breath. Finn said, "I hear them," and the truth sharpens like bone. The chase has not yet begun, but the plain already races. The herd slows on a slope where grass thins and dust bites the wind. Mara halts, scanning, her breath sharp. Elda shifts closer to Finn, scar catching the sun. Sable edges into sight, hunger painting her movements deliberate. Rex circles, laughter silent but felt in marrow. "Stay close," Mara said, "they test us." Finn swallows fear, standing too tall for his small frame. The air holds a fever, tension burning in each blade of grass. The plain feels like a drum stretched thin. Finn said, "I will stand," though his legs tremble. Nature sharpens its knives, and the herd waits for the first cut. Heat spreads across the land, and thirst presses harder than claws. Mara leads toward a withered patch where cracked earth offers nothing. Elda stops, reading silence more than ground. Rex edges closer, grin stretched, hunger rising. Sable emerges from tall grass, golden coat catching firelight of the sun. "Not here," Mara said, "but we must move." Finn falters, hooves scraping dry soil. Dust fills his throat, choking hope. Elda lowers her head, body anchoring his collapse. Finn said, "I can't," and the herd slows in fear. The plain sings only of danger, and every note demands blood. The herd splinters at the ridge, some pressing forward, others pulling back. Mara growls, her voice steel. "Together!" Finn staggers, eyes wild, but clings to her. Elda forces her weight forward, scarred horn cutting space. Rex lunges closer, jaws parting, breath ragged. Sable steps sideways, a dancer rehearsing death. The plain quivers beneath their weight, thunder without storm. "Now," Mara said, and the herd braces in one trembling line. Finn said, "I'm ready, though the truth is written in fear." Shadows lengthen, and conflict sharpens into inevitability. The rising storm is no longer in the sky. It walks on four legs. The horizon burns with heat, but the truth hides in shadow. Mara halts, ears flicking, her eyes cutting past dust to the predator that should have struck but hasn't. Finn presses close, his heart a hammer in a cage. Elda narrows her gaze, recognizing what Mara now feels, hesitation and Sable stride. "Why wait?" Mara said, voice sharp. Sable paces, her ribs showing hunger not malice, her eyes stormed with a secret weight. Rex snarls, confused by her pause, teeth catching the sun. The herd breathes uneasily, reading confusion as danger. Finn said, "She fears us," and the plain shifts its meaning. The enemy holds a truth deeper than fangs. Wind cuts through grass, carrying the smell of milk long gone. Mara watches Sable's eyes and sees not only hunger but burden. Elda stiffens, understanding what survival has carved into their rival. Rex circles confused, his growl searching for certainty. Sable lowers her head, yet her gaze flicks toward a hidden den. "She protects something," Mara said, voice low. Finn blinks, torn between fear and recognition. The herd shifts uneasily, reading truths their instincts never taught. Lightning cracks in the sky, not of storm but of revelation. The predator is not only predator, but mother. The truth spreads like fire through silence. Mara steadies her breath, eyes narrowing with respect she did not expect to feel. Finn whispers, "She has one like me." And the herd flinches at the weight of his words. Sable steps sideways, not toward attack but toward withdrawal. Rex bares his teeth, fury at betrayal, his laugh now broken. Elda stamps, torn between instinct and revelation. "Survival is not one story," Mara said, her voice rough as stone. The plain listens, holding both predator and prey in its hand. The truth reshapes fear into something sharper, something unbearable. Night gathers faster than expected, shadows swallowing the plain. The herd stands frozen, caught between old rules and new truths. Sable retreats a step, her body curved to shield a secret unseen. Rex lunges forward, but Mara blocks, horns low, defiance roaring in silence. "Not this way," Mara said, voice echoing with finality. Elda bellows, scar glowing under moonrise, her weight anchoring the stand. Finn presses closer, torn between terror and awe. Sable growls low, not at them but at Rex, her hunger now shackled by something stronger. The twist is complete. The enemy becomes guardian, and the wild rewrites its law. The plain falls into silence, a silence heavier than any chase. Mara breathes slow, heart steady but burdened with new knowledge. Sable vanishes into the grass, her secret guiding her steps. Rex snarls, denied, his shadow dissolving into night. Elda exhales, scars aching with memory and warning. Finn said, "She left us," but Mara shakes her head, eyes fixed on where Sable disappeared. "She saved her own," Mara said, "as I save mine." The herd shifts, not victorious but changed. The truth remains, a predator can bleed with love, and survival wears more than one face. The wild teaches, and the lesson cuts deep. Dawn splits the horizon with fire, and the plain holds its breath for the clash to come. Mara lowers her horns, eyes locked forward, her body braced for battle. Finn trembles, hooves sinking in soft soil, his chest heaving with terror and pride. Elda steps to Mara's flank, scars glowing like warnings etched in stone. Rex erupts from cover, teeth bared, laughter breaking into snarls. "Stand," Mara said, her voice sharp as thunder. Dust bursts as the herd tightens, their fear forged into defiance. Finn whispers, "I will not fall," though the world trembles around him. The climax begins, and survival sharpens into a single line of fire. The plain explodes into chaos. Mara surges forward, her horns cutting the air. Elda bellows, her weight colliding with shadows. Rex dodges, jaws snapping close to flesh. Finn leaps sideways, hooves clumsy yet desperate, eyes burning with fire. "Now," Mara said, striking with her body as storm made flesh. Dust swallows sight, and the herd's cries fracture the silence. Rex spins, fury rising as blood slicks his jaw. Finn whispers, "I can fight," though his frame quivers like grass. The clash hammers against the earth, and the air tastes of iron and sweat. This is no chase. This is survival carved raw. The herd scatters, but Mara drives forward, refusing to yield. Rex lunges again, catching her flank, and the world shatters in pain. Elda charges, scarred horn gashing air, forcing him back. Finn cries, "Mother!" his voice breaking. Mara steadies, blood dripping, her eyes still steel. Dust thickens, hiding shapes, turning survival into shadows. "Hold," Mara said, her voice cracked yet unbroken. Rex growls, circling for weakness. Elda falters, her scars no longer enough to bear the weight. Finn's chest heaves, fire and fear fighting within him. The battle tilts, and the line between triumph and death blurs. Elda lowers her head, breathing ragged, and charges one last time. Her horn catches Rex, shoving him back, but the motion costs her. She collapses in dust, eyes closing. Mara bellows, rage tearing sky apart. Finn runs to Elda, pressing against her, heart breaking in silence. "Go," Elda whispers without words, her body giving way to the plain. Rex shakes off the blow, fury wild in his face. Mara snarls, fury now sharpened by grief. Finn said, "She saved me," and the truth carves into his soul. The storm peaks, and love bleeds into sacrifice. The earth shakes as Mara hurls herself forward, every muscle forged in fire. She slams into Rex, her horns tearing dust and blood. The herd roars, emboldened by her fury. Finn cries, "Mother," as hope flickers in his chest. Rex tumbles, snapping, his body colliding with soil. Mara's breath rasps, blood painting her side, yet she does not yield. The plain becomes battlefield and altar, sacrifice and survival entwine. Elda lies still, her silence louder than the storm. Finn steps forward, trembling but defiant, his eyes ignited by her gift. The climax strikes with thunder, and nothing will be the same again. The dust settles, and silence falls like a stone. Mara stands over Rex's broken shadow, her sides heaving, blood streaking her flank. Finn presses close, eyes wide with grief and awe. Elda lies still, her body surrendered to the plain, her legacy carved into the herd's memory. "She gave us tomorrow," Mara said, her voice low and heavy. The herd gathers, their eyes reflecting sorrow more than triumph. Finn whispers, "She saved me," his words trembling. The horizon glows faint with dawn, yet the air tastes of loss. Nature takes, and nature spares, without favor. The weight of inevitability presses into every heart. The herd moves slowly, each step carrying sorrow's echo. Mara leads with head lowered, the blood on her side now dried into a dark map. Finn walks beside her, small but steady, his legs no longer trembling. Elda's absence gnaws at them, every shadow a reminder. "We walk because she fell," Mara said, her voice carrying weight across silence. Finn nods, carrying her words like a shield. The plain stretches vast and indifferent, the sky pale and endless. Rex's laughter is gone, Sable's presence only memory. The herd continues, stitched together by grief and endurance. The circle has tightened, and survival demands its cost. By midday, heat presses down like iron. Mara steadies the herd, her every step marked with pain she does not show. Finn stumbles but rises, his strength shaped by loss. The ground cracks dry, water only a memory. "She carried us," Mara said, voice rasped with heat. "Now we carry her." Finn whispers, "I will remember." The herd shifts tighter, driven less by fear and more by memory. Each hoofprint feels like an offering to the earth. The sky blazes without mercy, but within the herd burns a softer fire, born of sacrifice. Nature shows no kindness, but it leaves echoes. Clouds gather again, thunder grumbling faintly in the distance. Mara halts on a rise, gazing at the horizon, her breath slow but steady. Finn stands beside her, his frame smaller but his presence stronger. "Storms return," Mara said, "as life returns." The herd drinks her words like water. Elda's scar lives now in memory, her strength flowing into every step they take. Finn whispers, "I will walk for her." The sky darkens, promising rain, and the plain sighs in relief. Loss has carved them hollow, but within the hollow grows resilience. Nature writes no mercy, but it offers continuity. Rain falls at last, washing dust and blood into the soil. Mara lifts her face to the sky, eyes closing, body trembling, but unbroken. Finn stands beside her, letting drops soak into his coat, his heart alive with memory and promise. The herd lowers heads, drinking deeply from the first pools forming. "The storm remembers," Mara said, her voice soft as thunder. Finn whispers, "So will I." The world turns, the plain renews, yet the absence of Elda lingers like shadow. Survival is not victory, it is continuity. The law of nature is written not in triumph, but in endurance. The rain ends as quickly as it came, leaving the plain shimmering under the weak glow of dawn. Water beads slide off Mara's hide, dripping into the earth that once tasted her blood. She breathes heavy but steady, carrying the silence of the fallen with her. Finn walks at her side, smaller than the shadows but brighter than the sun, his hooves pressing fresh stories into wet soil. "It is quieter now," Finn said, his voice thin but steady. Mara turns her head, her eyes dark, carrying 1,000 storms. "Quiet is not mercy," she said. "Quiet is the pause before the next trial." The herd moves around them, shaped by loss, stitched together by survival. Elda's absence lingers in the air, her scar now etched in memory rather than flesh. Finn stares at the horizon, wide-eyed but resolute. "She lives in me," he whispers, and Mara nods, knowing survival is not just flesh, it is echo. The plain hums with renewal, but every blade of grass hides the truth. Survival is never free. The sun rises higher, stretching long shadows across the drenched plain. Mara halts, her ears twitching, listening to silence that feels heavier than sound. Finn looks up, water still dripping from his lashes, his chest swelling with a courage he does not fully understand. "We will go farther," Mara said, "because she cannot." Her words fall like stones into the herd's hearts, shaping their steps. The earth squelches under hooves, but every step carries weight, not of fear, but of remembrance. Finn whispers, "I am still small," and Mara presses against him with strength carved from love and loss. "Small grows when it must," she said. Clouds scatter, revealing a sky too wide, too endless. The horizon no longer looks like escape, it looks like promise written in scars. The herd breathes together, carrying Elda's ghost within every exhale. The plain watches them, impartial and eternal, reminding them that survival is no gift, it is the price of endurance. The day grows hotter, and the herd slows, moving across cracked soil that drinks the last of the rain. Mara leads, her pace steady though pain coils around her side. Finn follows with fewer stumbles now, his legs remembering strength he once did not own. "This ground remembers blood," Mara said, "but it also remembers growth." Finn nods, listening, his eyes bright with a fire new to his kind. The herd carries silence, their bellies empty but their hearts heavy with a strange fullness. The absence of Rex is as loud as his presence once was, his laughter no longer haunting, but replaced by the whisper of his fall. Sable's absence too is felt, her shadow marked not by threat but by her retreat into her own survival story. Finn whispers, "They are gone, but I am still here," his voice both promise and burden. Mara glances at him, seeing more than a calf, seeing the thread of future woven into fragile flesh. Evening stretches over the plain, the sky bleeding orange into indigo. The herd halts at a ridge, their bodies silhouetted against the fading light. Mara exhales, a deep, tired breath that carries both loss and relief. Finn stands beside her, his body still small but outlined in the glow as if the sun itself marks him for tomorrow. "Night comes," Mara said, "and with it, the memory of what we faced." The herd settles in weary circles, their shadows entwined, their wounds hidden but unforgotten. Finn whispers, "I am not afraid of the dark." Mara lowers her head, brushing against him, her strength wrapped in tenderness. "Darkness is not the enemy," she said, "forgetting is." The wind carries the sound of insects and far-off calls, the music of a world that moves on, uncaring. Yet within the herd, the memory of Elda and the silence of the fallen turn this night into something sacred. The night deepens, stars burning like wounds in the sky. The herd sleeps, but Mara remains awake, her eyes fixed on the horizon that promises both danger and life. Finn stirs, pressing against her side, his breath quick but steady. "Why do you watch?" he whispers. Mara answers softly, "Because the world never sleeps, and neither can memory." She exhales, her voice carrying the echo of every loss and every survival. Finn lifts his head, his eyes reflecting starlight, his voice small but unwavering. "I will not forget." Mara lowers her gaze, her heart torn between grief and pride. Above them, the stars shift, eternal and indifferent. The plain stretches silent, carrying the weight of sacrifice, echoing with the cries of both predator and prey. The last sound is Finn's voice, soft as the night. "She saved me." The echo lingers, sharper than steel, brighter than dawn. It is not an ending. It is survival's final truth, spoken into eternity.